When you see this symbol, you know you're watching television that's educational and informational. The More You Know on NBC.
Hi everyone, I'm Dreyer. Set your compass for south. We're headed to wild Australia. On today's episode, how an ancient predator came to be top dog on a desert island. And one of Australia's most loved furballs is also one of its most mysterious. Plus, just how big is the biggest fish on Earth? And we get up close to some very petite penguins. It all starts now on Earth Odyssey. I am here with a very special guest today, Dr. Ray Wynn-Grant from Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Protecting the Wild on NBC. It's so great to see you.
It is so good to be out here with you, Dylan.
You know, as a kid, I grew up watching Wild Kingdom.
So did I. And Wild Kingdom debuted in 1963. Today, it is back on NBC, and we're going around the world telling stories of wildlife conservation and introducing people to the amazing biologists and conservationists working to save wildlife.
I love everything you're doing, and here we are in a desert environment, and you're very familiar with this habitat.
Wild Kingdom spends a lot of time in deserts, I have to say, but they're super biodiverse. I mean, we have desert tortoises that make burrows under the ground to keep themselves cool, or bighorn sheep that go above and beyond on cliffs to find water.
Well, speaking of the deserts, we are going to take you to the deserts of Australia and introduce you to an iconic animal that was probably brought to the continent by ancient humans thousands of years ago.
Okay, this must be the dingo, and I love dingoes.
Then you are going to love this. In eastern Australia, 10 miles off the coast of Queensland, lies Gari, an island covered in rainforest, pine, and eucalyptus woodland. It's the largest sand island on Earth. Here, plants have evolved to extract nutrients from sand, not soil, turning the grains a brilliant white. And this picture-perfect ecosystem supports Australia's largest land-based predator, dingoes. Originally thought to be descendants of domestic dogs, new studies prove the dingo is an ancient genetic link between wolves and dogs. They likely arrived on the continent with human seafarers at least 3,000 years ago and have been Aussie mainstays ever since. On the mainland, dingoes often interbreed with domestic dogs. But on Gari, pets are banned, making the island's feral dingoes genetically pure. The majority of this male's diet is small mammals and reptiles. But with his forest home backing onto the coast, he also gets plenty of scavenging opportunities from the sea. The dingo's sense of smell is exceptional. A good find, but just a seafood starter. These pups are left in a secluded den site by the forest edge. But they aren't home alone. Dingoes always guard their den. The parents' litter from last year is still part of the pack. Dedicated family members, these big brothers and sisters guard the den site, help provide food, and still find time for play with the younger pups. And this beach litter is a sought-after toy. Their father has returned empty-handed, but is happy to join the fray. Play is important for establishing dominance in this pack of predators. While they socialize, their mom is delivering a seabird dinner to the litter. The pups are old enough now to eat meat. That means the parents' next breeding cycle is only months away. For the older of the pups, their parents' new mating season will be their cue to leave home. They won't leave the island, but they'll separate for good from their family. It's all part of becoming an adult. On their own, these wild young dogs will establish new packs in this protected Australian habitat, continuing the legendary lines of the Gari dingoes. Coming up, we'll hear an iconic tree hugger's koala the wild. Plus, a colossus is roaming the coral reefs, but is it as fierce as it looks? And it's a voice only a penguin could love. Don't go away. Earth Odyssey will be right back.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
Although Australia is famous for its scorching desert interior, often called the outback, this vast country is also rich with temperate and tropical forests, including millions of acres of eucalyptus. These tough trees hide a deceptively tender-looking inhabitant. They may look like teddy bears, and they are even mistakenly called bears. But koalas are marsupials, and not bears at all. With formidable claws and a solitary lifestyle, this male is not as huggable as he looks. The eucalyptus forest is the koala's natural home. It's also their main food source. The tree's strong-smelling, oily leaves repel most plant eaters. In fact, the leaves are downright poisonous. But koalas can't get enough. To digest this toxic cuisine, they grind the leaves to a fine paste. Special gut microbes in their stomachs detoxify the goo for hours. All that chewing still only gives koalas enough energy for 2 hours of activity a day. And right now, this lone male needs all the stamina he can muster. His low-frequency bellow has evolved to be heard more than half a mile away. He's calling for a mate, but so far, crickets. It's time to widen his search. Down on the ground, koalas are exposed to predators like dingoes and Australia's many poisonous snakes. Fortunately, he doesn't have to go far. He finally finds a tree that has the scent of what he's been after. A female. But she's got a young joey, which means she won't be mating anytime soon. But the sound of a female's mating call means he's not far off. He's going to have to check every tree. As for the mother koala, she's not in a rush. She spends a whole year raising her baby before it heads off on its own. This little Joey has started exploring the world outside of his mom's pouch, where he spent his time nursing and sleeping. And now he's old enough to test solid food. Soon, he'll set out to establish his own territory in the trees. Koala numbers have dropped drastically in just a few years. With as few as 60,000 individuals left in the wild, every little Joey's survival is vital to the future of the species. Coming up, this incredible shark is starring in one whale of a tale. And bringing up baby off the coast of Australia, we brave the cold with these small but mighty ocean predators when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
It's no secret that humans are afraid of some animals. Near the ocean, that often includes sharks. But wildlife biologists tell us we don't have much to fear from most sharks, and that's especially true of the biggest shark of all. On the East Indian Ocean, 750 miles north of Perth, Australia, lies a coral reef teeming with life. Ningaloo Reef is younger than the famous Great Barrier Reef. It was formed when warming ocean currents caused coral larvae to drift south from the equator. Now, the diverse habitat stretches for nearly 200 miles. The United Nations has named it a World Heritage Site. It has a vast network of subterranean caves and waterways. Today, more than 200 coral species are found in Ningaloo. It's a thriving ecosystem with more than 500 different kinds of fish, including the biggest one on the planet. The whale shark. At more than 30 feet long, he's around 30 years old, but whale sharks can grow up to 40 feet. That's bigger than a school bus. The shark's arrival here is in sync with the coral's mass spawning. Plankton numbers explode as they feed on the spawn. In turn, plankton attract the hungry whale sharks. This one's traveled more than 900 miles to get here. And to a whale shark, this reef is paradise. Sharks have a fearsome reputation for attacking prey, but the whale shark is a filter feeder, making him a gentle giant. His 5-foot-wide mouth engulfs millions of the microscopic prey. He is not the only one trawling the plankton bloom. 400 of these giant ocean fish descend on the reef every year from tropical waters north and south of the equator. Only actual whales are bigger than the whale shark in the Earth's oceans. Despite their enormous size, they feed on the smallest of ocean prey. But as soon as the plankton levels drop, these sizable sharks will head back out to deeper waters in the Indian Ocean. Coming up, these small but mighty sailors are taking a big risk coming ashore when Earth Odyssey returns.
We'll be right back to The More You Know on NBC. We now return to The More You Know on NBC.
In southern Australia, the Great Southern Reef stretches for around 5,000 miles along the coast. Within its waters rests Phillip Island. Made up of interconnecting kelp forests, the surrounding ocean teems with marine life. But every night, an unlikely Australian species exits the aquatic realm. Little penguins. They are true seafarers. The majority of their life is spent in the ocean, but they're coming ashore on an important mission: to feed their chicks. Little penguins are just 12 inches tall and weigh under 3.5 pounds. Forming mini rafts of penguins just offshore, they wait for numbers to muster enough courage. False starts are a standard. They're right to be cautious. On land, they are at their most exposed. Little penguin coloring is made for the sea. Their dark navy blue feathers match the ocean. And their white bellies blend with the sky, providing camouflage from predators both above and below. But on land, it's not much help. It's now or never. Sea eagles patrol the coast when the sun rises, and the penguins have an important delivery to make on land. It's time to run or waddle. No one wants to get left behind. Their burrows are dotted amongst the dunes beyond the beach. He recognizes the distinctive call of his offspring, the sole reason for his daring dash. Male and female penguin parents spend around 60 days feeding their young, 24/7, before their chicks are strong enough to follow them into the ocean for an adventurous life at sea.
Thanks for sharing our voyage to Australia's wild habitats. One thing is clear: diversity of species is one of the most fascinating aspects of life on our planet. I'm Dreyer. See you next time on Earth Odyssey.